God is doing phenomenal things in Israel today. The most beautiful thing that we see is that God is bringing people to Himself.
Our God is doing amazing things in this nation. We are seeing many people coming to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ.
God is doing so many things, it's hard to say it quickly, but one of the main things that I see happening here is that He's restoring worship here to the locals, restoration between the Jewish people and the nations, and reconciliation in general between the Arabs and the Jews here.
God's doing an awesome work in Israel. He's developing deeper and deeper relationships between the people and between the different communities. And this is happening between the Messianic communities and between the other communities that don't believe in Yeshua.
I believe God is building His kingdom through His body. His goal, He wants everybody to be saved. Yes, He has promises for Israel, and He will fulfill it His way, but we have to be sensitive to His Spirit for what He's doing and praying for His will. Your kingdom come, your will be done.
We are serving in the Galilee area, and it's very precious to Jesus. He spent majority of His ministry in the Galilee area. The Galilee area is full of Arabs, and I think God's passion and God's heart for these people, and God concerned that people be saved and to be in His kingdom.
The exciting thing for us is what's happening within the local body of Christ. We see an incredible expansion given the context, on the Jewish side where you have natural animosity towards the gospel, and from the Arab side where the overriding majority is Muslim, again, a lot of historical hostility towards Christianity. It's amazing, nevertheless, to see this body growing at a real exponential rate and flourishing. What we love to talk about in this last season of time is the whole development of missions, where the gospel, the good news, is going out once again from Israel to the nations.
God called us, the Jewish people, to be a light to the nations. So I believe that it's time to come to send people out, not just to receive, but to be mature enough to send people long-term mission.
God is working with Israel today in different levels. First of all, we can see a hand of the Lord over the nation of Israel differently when we see all the achievements of Israel, all the security and safety in Israel, even though we are in the midst of very difficult part of the world. So God having His hand over the nation of Israel, yet most of the people in Israel, they are lost. But at the same time, God really working in the Spirit or raising body of Messiah, body of Christ. We see salvation growing. We see openness for the gospel is growing. So it's really amazing to see that God is fulfilling His word, not only establishing or reestablishing country, but also saving people and drawing both Jews and Arabs to Him.
Yeah, well, God doing a lot of things here in Israel. One of the things that we see a revival and Yeshua come back to His nation. And this days is the time that Israel will know Yeshua as their Messiah.
We see God is raising up the local body of Messiah in Israel. In the beginning, Israel in 1948 was only 23 Jewish believers, and in our days it's about 30,000 Jewish believers, and it's always growing. And we see the young generation reaching out to every place of society.
I always see this picture and I pray always these verses is that God said, one day, Israel, I will bring you back to this land, still in your sin, still lost, and I will pour out clean water on you, and I will give you a new heart. Instead of heart of stone, I will give you heart of flesh, and I will forgive you, and you will walk in my commandments. So that's what God is doing here in Israel. He's bringing His people and He's saving His people.